So you want to get zapped. What's up everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be sharing some pros and cons of my experience with laser hair removal. I'll be getting into why I decided to get it in the first place and if I regret my decision or not. So if this is something that interests you, please keep watching. Chances are, if you clicked on this video, you're considering getting laser hair removal for yourself and you're just curious about the process and want to have an idea of someone else's experience with it. Let me just move this curl out the way. I just did my curly hair routine, so that'll be posted as well, but I'll just try to push forward. I actually need like a really good trim too, so we're just gonna ignore that. I thought I'd break it down into some of the most commonly asked questions and then kind of share my own experience with the procedure and that sort of thing. So first question, what is laser hair removal? Well, laser hair removal is a non-invasive cosmetic and sometimes medical procedure that uses a strong beam of light to get rid of any unwanted hair. Many different people can use laser hair removal as a form of permanent or semi-permanent hair removal or reduction. Typically, in order to see a large amount of hair removal, you have to go through multiple sessions in order to see that hair reduction. All right, second question, where did you get your laser done and what was that experience like? So I got my laser hair removal done at MilanLaser. So far, my experience at Milan has been very positive. I decided to go with that company because I would see it advertised a lot on my phone, or when I'm driving around, I would see multiple locations. So that kind of signaled to me that this is a very reliable company and that it's probably a company that I can trust. I also like that they have different locations because it's convenient if I'm in a different town and I want to get a treatment done, or if I end up moving, like I can go to a different location because I'm still within the company's network. So when you first get to Milan, you'll have to do a consultation. I went with the lady who kind of went through the history of MilanLaser. She also went through kind of why their laser is so effective. I think it's called the gold standard of laser. All of their laser treatments are done by medical professionals. So I really like that component too, because I prefer that to be done by someone who knows what they're doing and someone who's in the medical field. Third question is, why laser hair removal and what areas did you end up going with and why? So my answer to that question is quite simple. I decided to get laser hair removal because I am a very hairy person. My hair grows very fast. I'm also pretty light skinned and my hair is dark and kind of coarse, so it's also very obvious when my hair grows. And I've noticed that as I'm getting older and my hormones are changing, my hair is actually growing faster. I decided to get laser done on both my lip and my chin, mainly because like I noticed I would be at work or just out or just be talking to people, and I noticed I would have to go like this, and I'm like, this is a problem. Like if I have to use my hand to like cover up the hair on my face, then that's just problematic for me. I just want to be confident and I don't want that to be something I think about. So I actually used to use these NADS facial wax strips, and it got to the point where I was using a strip almost every other day. So I would wax my chin and I would wax my lip. And don't get me wrong, like if you want to start with a budget-friendly option, you definitely should go with these. It really wasn't the pain that was the issue, it was that the hair would just grow back. So it felt like I'm just throwing money in the garbage because these are working temporarily. So next question, how long is the procedure and does it hurt? So because I'm getting my chin and my lip done, the procedure is very quick. I would say at most 10 minutes. If I'm judging on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say on my chin, overall, the pain is probably like a 6. If I'm talking about my lip, I would say the pain is maybe a 6.57. Just so you know, as they do each area and as the sessions progress, they actually go up in the intensity of the laser. Like that first session, you literally don't feel anything. It feels like a little bit of heat, but it's like when the sun kind of hits your skin. Like when you go outside on a summer day, it kind of feels like that. Milan's laser also blows out cold air, so that kind of offsets a little bit of the pain. I would say once you start to get around that 4th, 5th, and 6th session, it is gonna start feeling a little painful, but the pain does not last. I know most people describe it as like a rubber band snapping on your skin, and I would say that is the most accurate description, but the good thing is it's not a lingering pain or stinging sensation. You also want to make sure to put aloe vera gel on. That helps a lot of the redness go down. It also, I feel like, helps with like if you have a little bit of swelling. but most likely you won't have swelling. Like, I didn't have swelling after the procedure, but everyone is different. If you have any concern, overly red, or you're experiencing bumps or anything like that, you definitely want to make sure that you're communicating that with the person who's doing your procedure. So also you want to keep in mind that depending on the area that you get done, the pain might be a little different. It really is something that you just have to try for yourself. And if you're in excruciating pain, obviously you want to communicate that with whoever's doing your treatment. So what were the results? So when I first got the laser done on my chin, I would say the hair kind of grew back normally. Then once I started getting more sessions done, the hair pretty much disappeared. And now when I touch my skin, it is like buttery soft. Like, it is so smooth. I don't see the hair. I don't have to use my hand to kind of like cover up my chin when I'm talking to people. Like, I just feel like a new level of confidence that I haven't experienced before. I would say with my lip, it's taken a little longer to see the results, which is kind of weird because I feel like the hair on my chin grows faster and is thicker. So I would expect the hair on my lip to kind of have already disappeared by now. I'm on my like 5th or 6th session with my lips, so we'll see. I haven't seen enough progress to really give a report about that, but definitely on my chin, I've seen progress. The hair is taking way longer to grow back. If it's growing back, it's like 1 or 2 hairs that are popping up and that sort of thing. Another pro tip, you want to make sure that you are not plucking or not waxing when you're getting your laser done. They'll go over all of that, but I just want to emphasize that. I was so in the habit of like plucking my hairs that when I saw them, I have the urge to do that, but you don't want to do that. Get like a facial razor and just go over your lip and your chin if that's the area you're getting done, to kind of remove that unwanted hair. So how much does it cost? I don't know off the top of my head how much my treatment costs, but I will say you are gonna be paying a pretty penny for the treatments. But with Milan, depending, I think, on your credit, some other factors, I think you can be on a payment plan. So you don't have to pay like a huge lump sum of money. You're only paying a certain amount each month. Because I see results, I really don't mind the price, and I'm almost done paying them off anyway. So I feel like it's money well invested. And then again, Milan is always doing promotional deals. Like, if you purchase this body section or whatever, then you can get this percentage off of another body area. So, you know, you have to make sure that you're calling, asking for any promotional deals, seeing how much money they can take off and what they can do in terms of like a payment plan. Just make sure you ask a lot of questions and don't feel like you have to go with the largest package. If you want to start small like I did, start with your lip and chin, start with the small body area. Like, you can get like your toes done, for example. Maybe start with your toes if you have hairy toes. I don't know. Whatever you decide to do, just make sure that you're asking the right questions and doing your research. Last question is, would you get more areas done? So based on my experience, I definitely would get more areas of my body done. I don't know which areas because I feel like everything else on my body is pretty well managed, but there are a couple of areas I'm thinking about getting done. It really has helped with my self-confidence, I'm not gonna lie, and I have been seeing results. And there's nothing like money well spent. There's so many times where we spend so much money on things that don't really give us good results or are just not good investments. And I feel like this is one of those things that, yeah, you can go back and get treatments and touch-ups in the future, but for the most part, it really does reduce your hair, or at least that's my experience. That's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, I've had a very positive experience. You want to make sure you do the research for yourself. Like I said, you're asking the right questions. If there's anything that I did not cover in this video, I know I kind of went through it quickly, feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below. Look forward to continuing to make these videos, and I will see you all next time. It's always a pleasure connecting with you all virtually, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing day.